welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Finally, we can all celebrate. A Top Shot announcement went out. The badges are going to be updated soon. The Denver Nuggets are your NBA champion. We can look at this. We got a little No Dunks merch on here. We busted out the Nuggets jersey. What a gross ass game, huh? Oh man, had real Game 7 vibes immediately, where everyone's little bums were tight. Oh my God, it was just turnover central. I mean, what was it? Like the Nuggets were shooting like 7% from three at one point. Wild flow to the game where the whistle was being blown a bunch. And most of them were fouls, but it was just so much whistle back and forth. And then for like 9 minutes, they were like, what if we never call anything? People beating the hell out of each other. Jokic almost fought Lowry. Then he almost fought Bam. And Jimmy Butler went hero mode, and then he went zero mode. Wild. But the Denver Nuggets, the first ever NBA championship. Wow. Who do we got here? In the chat? We got Sneeps is here, Nuggets in 5. That was the common bet. Dustin saying, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets on their victory. Up next on SportsCenter, what's next for LeBron James? Orion, we got him in the house. Patrick's in here. Sneeps is here. Joker Rock. Who else we got? Jimmy Brickets. I know that was tough there at the end. Courtside there, the common life, the common man's here, Boston base. Poke Pro Eric's lost once again. We got it, guys. We got it. There we go. Thank you. Let's go. Victory laps, baby. The Denver Nuggets, the champs. The champs are here. Let's also, I think John Boy Beats is going to join us because he almost burned a moment there at the end for the leaderboard. So we will talk about that. Paul says, how about the review of Jimmy kicking Gordon in the nuts? Let's just start there. What the hell was that? Right? What was that? I mean, I didn't want to go so wild to be like, oh my God, that should have been a flagrant foul. But I mean, we've seen that same play reviewed thousands of times. I would say at least 10 times in the postseason. And not once was that called upheld. I couldn't believe it. I mean, thank God. God bless Jamal Murray for the memes, right? Because that I believe it was Jason Gallagher tweeted that out. If we get anything out of it, we at least get to see Jamal Murray do his reaction, which is good. We love that. He says JBB was saved by Ding-a-ling. He absolutely was. But yeah, that call was wild. And I mean, even Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson, who were kind of all over the place tonight, even they were befuddled by what happened in that. Let's hit some just like quick little static stats, right? So Jimmy, man, what a weird actually, let's start with Denver. Denver won the chip. We're going to start on the positive. Nikola Jokic, like they kept pointing out, the dude just wasn't taking any shots, right? Finishes the game 12 for 16, 1 for 3 from 3, 3 for 5 from the line, 28 points, 16 boards, only 4 dimes. He had some weird turnovers too. There was one cross-court pass that he made. Also, shout out our guy Jay Webb, who's texting me right now. Shout out Jay Webb, big Denver Nuggets fan. But he got 28 points. No other Nugget got into the 20-point range. The next highest scorer, Michael Porter Jr., who was getting shots up. And it was funny. There was a moment the score came down to maybe they were either up 1 or down 1 late in the shot clock. Michael Porter Jr. kind of gets the ball, takes this weird step back, not weird, but a really tough step back jumper. As he's about to take that shot, Jeff Van Gundy says, now Michael Porter Jr. hasn't closed the game the last 2 games. And then right then and there, Bruce Brown gets subbed in for Michael Porter Jr. And then Bruce Brown with an incredible, real tough, big guy putback on an offensive rebound putback that was kind of the seal of the deal. Bruce Brown had 10 points up the bench. Jamal Murray had a weird game. He only took 15 shots, 6 for 15. He had 14, 8, and 8. Just nobody was good. Nobody was really good. Christian Brown gave some minutes. Holy shit. We saw DeAndre Jordan. We saw Cody Zeller. What's going on? What is going on? And this just goes to show you too, man, how much better Denver was than anybody else, because Denver shot 17% from 3, 5 for 28, shot 56% from the line. They missed 10 free throws tonight. They missed 23 3-pointers. It's just it's crazy. Oh, John's already saying, never mind, I'm over it. Hold on. I'm going to share a link with John. Hold on. We're going to get him on here. But they just were, hold on, get in here. Um, and like for Miami not to win that game, right? To not win that game was tough. Because it was like you were saying in the chat, that was like their game to take. Shoot, man, 23 threes they missed, 10 free throws. How many turnovers? 14 turnovers. Miami, right? Is that right? 14 turnovers. Miami's had 8 turnovers. They shot 25% from 3. That's what's crazy too. 25% wasn't even good from 3. But it looked incredible. Yeah. Oh, was Poke Pro Eric going to Vegas? Yeah, I'll pump Vegas here for a second. If you guys are coming to Vegas, fill out this Google form, baby. We get events galore for you. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, dude, just such a weird game from the fact that like if Miami wasn't gonna win that game, I mean, well, of course they're not gonna win that game, they're not gonna win the chip. But that is the game. That is the game that they needed to get. Here we go. We're gonna take a hot second break here from talking about turnovers to talk about what could have been a turnover. This would have been a costly turnover. Let's get JBB up here. John, what's going on, man?
What's up? Can you hear me? I'm off location.
No, dude, you sound good. You sound good. So just set the stage here. We a couple people in the chat mentioned it. Dingaling came in and saved the day, but to talk us through what the hell was going on with the leaderboards.
So, I mean, I've been pretty much, not locked into the leaderboards at all until today's rolled around, and I was like, I wanted to watch the LeBron one happen, which that one was pretty crazy. And then I noticed that this game 5 one, potentially game 5 through 7 was only rare and legendary, and I'm like, all right, well, I have this huge Giannis bag that's worth 130,000 or whatever the hell, yeah, 130,000 TSS. Like, let's see where that lines up. And I was looking at the first couple games, and I was like, I would have gotten like a top 10 in the first 2, the Miami one and the Denver one. And I was like, well, this might work out. Like, if this is a clean, like, starts at tip off, ends at like the buzzer. Like maybe people aren't watching. Like maybe I sneak in a Giannis and just like literally flip it for a LeBron. And so, anyways, I did some scouting. I looked at like most of the people that were on the leaderboards early on. Looked if they had like rare legendaries from playoff moments. There's a handful of people.
Boston Base was in that leaderboard hunt.
Yeah, he was. There was a handful of people that had some firepower, and I was like, all right, we'll see how this goes. And then the LeBron went down, right? Within like the last 5 minutes, like freaking 15 people just dumped a million TSS in, and I'm like, okay, that scared me a bit. But then the leaderboard was going on tonight, and it was like stuck at 40K for a while. And so I was thinking, like, okay, I might have a chance.
We're gonna rip it.
And it was super dicey, right? So they fouled KCP with 24.7 seconds left. And I'm like trying to think in my head, how's this going to work? Like the Nuggets are not going to go to they're not going to go to the buzzer with a 3, right? They're going to need an early 3. So I'm like, okay, best case scenario, they miss a 3, then they get a foul. Maybe I figure it out with like 7 seconds left or something. And that's pretty much what happened. They were shooting free throws with 14 seconds left.
Yep.
Bruce Brown buried the 2, right? And then so they're up 5, and I'm like, all right, this is the time to do it. I looked, and somebody had gone to like 240,000, and then the second place was like 109, and I'm like, oh shit. So I waited. I got back from commercial break. I'm like heart's like pounding at this point. I'm like, all right, what if is this gonna actually work? Get back from commercial break. I'm like, all right, they're about to inbound the ball. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go hit refresh one more time, and then I'm gonna, if I'm still have potential for a second, I'm just gonna go burn. And I hit refresh, and Diggling was up top, and I was priced out a second, and I was like,
thank God,
you Diggling, dude. Thank
you would have finished 4th, right?
I think I would have. Let's see if there anything shook out here.
Because that was just like a legendary pack, right?
I would have finished 50 points ahead of 4th place right now, which would have been the worst run out of all time. That would have, because 1st place you get the dunk and the KD, 2nd place you get the block and the KD, 2nd place you get the KD, or the block, and then third place you get the KD, and fourth place is just a freaking finals pack. I'm like, oh my god, that would have been
Would have
so
been
bad.
Tilt City. Would have been Tilt
I
City.
would have been so tilted. I mean,
Uh,
I think like it was almost a no-brainer if like it would have been a little bit less dicey. And like, I mean, if I had one of those moments, I think maybe that was like gonna be in that dingling range because all those guys were burning like the same moment basically.
right.
To me, that's just kind of a no-brainer. Like, I think that moment's maybe like in the 10K range or something, but I think this LeBron is going to be quite a bit more. Mostly because everybody's probably going to hold it. Like, and there's only
I would
23
think
of
so.
them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I was able to turn a $2,000 Giannis into something, whatever this LeBron was, I was gonna be pretty hyped. That was
Yeah.
gonna be a pretty sweet exit out of Top Shop, but
I was,
we live to see another leaderboard.
that was a fun sweat, though. It was a fun sweat.
Oh, it was a really fun sweat. It was a really fun sweat. I wasn't even watching most of the game. I was kind of following it. I watched the fourth. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's see if we can get a little sweat going.
Oh man, that's good. Well, dude, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you were in the midst of a little football thready, right? We had a little footy thread.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get some stuff coming to Twitter later.
Yeah, we
But
got.
we're streaming Wednesday, right?
That's right. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. We'll be back, baby.
Love it. I love it.
I'll get you out of here. Congrats on not burning and losing.
Thank you. Huge
All
one.
right, later, man. Shout out, John. All right. Let's get back to this. The NBA Finals just ended. It just ended. Dustin says Thomas Bryant, NBA champion. It's true. Thomas Bryant, Ish Smith, Aaron Gordon, all the big names got one. Jeff Green got a chip. Mike, how did the underdog finish? Bad, dude. I only had Bam and Jimmy buckets left. So what did we do? I think we finished probably. Yeah, we finished at 104th. 104th. That's where we finished. What's up, Billy? Holding up the Twitch gang. Yeah, KCP got his second ring. Yo, all right, let's talk Miami here for a second. So Jimmy Butler ends with 21 points, right? He ends up being the leading scorer for the Heat. Right, so he hits 2 threes in the fourth. 2 like classic Jimmy Butler threes. Then that weird ass foul. So then he gets 3 free throws, then gets 2 more free throws after that, right? So what was that? 6, 9, 11. Goes on an 11-point run there. Just crazy. And like, and I think what did they say? He got like 13 of his 21 came in the fourth quarter, like in the last 8 minutes. And good Lord, man, he was tough, man. That was a tough watch. And then down the stretch, right, he forces that 3 pretty early and then follows, or did that happen first and then the turnover, or was it the turnover, then the 3? Either way, had a brutal turnover down the stretch too. Just not the best. There he is, Jay Webb. I just gave you a shout out too as your text message came through. Shout out Jay Webb. Jay Webb, were you in the building last night? I know you went to game. Did you go to game 2? I know you were at one of the games, but congrats, man. That's so exciting. Kyle Lowry, though, they were talking about Kyle Lowry like he had 35 points tonight. I had to check 3 or 4 times. Kyle Lowry finished shooting 4 for 13 from the field. I think he hit 4 threes, and that's why. He did have 12 points, 9 boards, 4 dimes, 2 steals, and a block off the bench, right? So maybe that's why they were hyping him up, because it's pretty good off the bench. But they really were like, every time Kyle Lowry did anything, they were like, oh my God. Ed Mass in the chat. Dude, we haven't seen Ed in a while. What's going on, baby? He said, thought I was going to run bad with the KCP injury, but then he came back to ship me a small DK GPP, huh? Yeah, well, KCP, he knocked down a couple threes. What did he finish the game with? Actually, only knocked down 1. He finished the game with 11 points, 4 boards, but he had 3 blocks from KCP. The defense down the stretch, too, was bonkers, right? We had like block after block. I was getting ready to tweet out some joke about how Max Strus must be pissed that NBA Top Shot labeled a moment the block when then he went out there and gave a little rejection to, I think it was KCP or Aaron Gordon. It was KCP or Aaron Gordon. But then they went back and forth with the defensive stands. But give Michael Porter Jr. a little bit of credit too, right? We said he finished with 16 points and 13 boards. We gave you some free stuff this morning, right? We said 13. What was his over-under on boards was 5.5. 5.5. It was good. It was good to see. Smash that. But yeah, man, Denver taking home their first ever finals. Final score 94-89. a gross ass game. I know I said this at the beginning, but it did. It felt like Game 7 energy where everybody was just very, very tight. Just, man, crazy. MPJ captain. There we go. Yeah, we're going to the draft, Dustin. Well, come on, Dustin. You can't get us off the finals already. I know you want us to talk Lakers. But yeah, we're going to be at the draft, baby. We'll be at the Barclays Center. Michael K, let's go. Said mad sloppy. Felt like Sunday afternoon at the Y. It did. It did feel, and especially like Kyle Lowry played. How many minutes was it? He was huffing. He played 34 minutes. Dude, Cody Zeller played 61 seconds and he was -5. Checked in at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I was like, what are we doing there, Spo? What was the move? Did he really think, well, Cody could probably give us a couple of minutes? But yeah, -5 in 61 seconds. Very impressive. Caleb Martin was +16, even though he only put up 6 points. Gabe Vincent kind of tough. Man, Gabe Vincent 3 for, look, some of these shooting lines. Gabe Vincent 3 for 13. Strus showed up for the first time in a while, right? He had 12 points. How many threes do you think he hit? How many threes do you think Max Strus hit? Because everybody was like, oh, Max Strus, dude, he's a competitor. Those are the types of guys you like to have on your team. Guys who like to compete. He hit one. He hit 1 3, went 1 for 6, missed a wide open one there down the stretch. Jimmy actually made a nice pass to find Strus wide open in the corner. Felt like it could be a backbreaker and just clank. Jimmy Butler 5 for 18. Let's get some other. Bam finished with 20 and 12. Hey, listen, no one has dunked on Bam more than me this season. We called him Scam Adebayo. We hit Bam with a lot of stuff because historically Bam shows up for a game and then takes a couple of games off. There we go, Skeets. But Bam was great, man. Bam was awesome in this series, I felt like. He was awesome. I thought like he was tough. I mean, the mismatch on Jokic was crazy though, huh? I mean, there was like 3 possessions. There was one like in the third quarter. I kept waiting for this too because their offense felt a little clunky in the first half. Obviously, they were shooting like 6% from 3. But man, when Jokic gets a little bit of a head of steam and then just puts his booty into Bam, he made Bam look like he was like a small forward trying to guard him. Like and then Gabe Vincent got stuck on him a couple of times. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Colin said Bam was great in the first quarter. After that, he settled down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, Joker Rock, for those listening or watching and don't know Joker Rock, diehard Grizzlies fan. So I'm sure you are sweating that out right now. Rainmaker in the chat too said crucial turnover there by the end. Yeah, Jimmy just okay. This is what like I said with Jaylen Brown. When the season ended, I thought Jaylen Brown's PR team should have come out and said he's having like massive hand surgery. Do we think we're going to get any sort of Jimmy's ankle got scoped? I don't know if they do scopes of ankles. I think it's just knees. But do you think we're going to hear something like that? Because he was definitely, I mean, dude, he was still, that stretch of the fourth quarter was still incredible. But I do wonder if we get a little news after, similar to a la Julius Randle, right? Because it did feel different. It felt different from that Bucks series. And maybe, hey, listen, Gordon played solid defense on him this entire series, so maybe we should give Aaron Gordon a little bit of flowers. Again, I can't believe, dude, ready for this? Cody Zeller played 5 minutes, DeAndre Jordan 3 minutes, Jeff Green 5 minutes. We just love it. We love it. Dustin says Mike Breen. Yeah, that was Mike Breen's 100th game. That was fun. All right, what else we got in the chat? Fenny's here too. Look at this. We don't stream at night that much anymore. We're seeing a lot of familiar faces. Did we discuss the challenge? John Boy Beats came on here for a second and talked about he almost burned, but that was it. Yeah, I'm not going to give Stan Love's crap. Listen, Miami, they were an 8. Like, let's do this for a second, okay? Miami was an 8 seed. They almost got knocked out in the play-in game. They had an incredible run. But Denver, start to finish this year, wire to wire, was the best team in the league. I guess except for when Milwaukee was. But you know what I mean. Besides that last month where they all decided to just play possum, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And now, as the kids say, we got to put some respect on the name. First ever championship. Nikola Jokic now has a chip. Jamal Murray has a chip. Ish Smith has a chip. Who else? Cant Carr, Thomas Bryant, Peyton Watson, Zeke Naji. Also, hey, can we not get Zeke Naji in before DeAndre Jordan? Or do you think Michael Malone was like, listen, I trust my guys. I want DeAndre Jordan to play a minute in the finals. Do you think that's what happened? Yeah, that's right. Bones Highland gets one. Oh, poor Bones, man. Yeah, Tyler Hero. I mean, that was a classic curveball, right? Where they're like, all hands on deck. Everyone's playing. Udonis Haslam, Alonzo Mourning. Everyone's available. But yeah, I mean, it sounded like he wasn't close, right? Like game 4 didn't sound like he was that close. So it would have been really weird if he came out. That's why I saw some betting lines come up on Tyler Hero. I was like, why? Why would you take that? Like there's a real chance he's not going to touch the court. And that's what happened. Didn't even sniff it. And that makes sense. Broke his hand or his wrist or whatever it was, right? Oh, Liam's in the chat. Liam, I'm sorry, man. The Heat did not win. The Denver Nuggets are your champions. All-time bad call in that Butler 3. We can talk about that some more. That was insane. Again, with the amount of times we've seen people's genitals touched this postseason, right? It happened so many times. And it was months ago now, so we forget. James Harden, remember, he got ejected. Joel Embiid tried to boot Claxton in the balls. Who else? There was another one. Oh, Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks was all over testicles for like weeks at a time. And then somehow that one, they were like, you know what? It's a foot tap. Foot taps are fine. Maybe that is the difference, because if I recall, Joel Embiid didn't get booted for that, right? And again, I didn't think that should have been a flagrant or anything, but that was wild that didn't get overturned. That was wild. Again, everybody was in agreement. That let me find I'm not going to find it. But we had memes everywhere. We had memes everywhere of Jamal Murray just losing his mind. But man, I can't believe it. They got a chip, baby. There we go. Kitchen is fine. Skeets, this is not even a fun story, but every time I've seen you tweet this out a couple of times about Kitchener. And when I was back in my higher ed days, I had a theory class when I was in grad school, and King and Kitchener was one of the theories that I needed to learn about student development. So every time I see Kitchener, that's what I think about. But yeah, dude, this is a big win for Snapchat blowjobs or whatever it was, right? Jamal Murray, baby. Jamal Murray. Huh? How often does the same person release a video of fellatio and get a championship ring? Usually it's a different ring involved. So shout out to Jamal Murray. Listen, I've been a super fan of Jamal Murray forever now, and have been banging the drum that Jamal Murray greater than Donovan Mitchell. And listen, I don't think it's fair to say because he won a chip that is the case, but I don't have to be fair because it's just me here today. So yeah, that's another W. Denver gets a ring. I should get a ring for that take as well. Has LeBron tweeted? I don't know. We could probably craft. The real question is, has Magic tweeted yet? Let me see if has Irvin Magic Johnson tweeted yet. Let's see. He had a wild one too the other day about Denver. I don't think okay, here we go. Let's see if Magic has tweeted yet. Here we go. 14 minutes ago. Congratulations to the end. Oh, wait, no, there are 2 tweets. Oh, he had a bunch of tweets. Let's share screen. Let's get into the Magic. We'll go Magic. No, don't yell stuff like that, Fenny. Don't yell stuff like that. JJL says, I realize now that I hate the Avalanche and the Broncos, but I don't have much hate against the Rockies or the Nuggets. Interesting. You know why? Because the Avalanche were dominant and they had Ray fucking Bourque. And so were the Broncos with Elway, and the Rockies not so much. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go. Let's see what Magic's doing. Here we go. Since I don't think LeBron has tweeted, can you guys see this? Okay, let's blow it up a little bit. All right, so let's go in order here. 22 minutes ago. Is that the first one? No, 25 minutes ago. Congratulations to the Denver. Oh, we started with the owner Stan Kroenke. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams, the Stanley Cup with the Avalanche, and now an NBA championship with the Nuggets. That's actually pretty good from Magic. That is more detail than I expected. Then congratulations to Denver. Wait, Tim Connolly isn't Tim Connolly with Minnesota now? Am I confusing that? Right? Congratulations to Denver Nuggets president Tim Connolly, GM and former player Calvin Booth, and coach Mike Malone. He called him Mike Malone. Michael Malone. How dare you, Magic, and his entire staff. They did an excellent job. I'm pretty sure Tim Connolly's with the Minnesota Timberwolves right now, right? I bet he's kicking himself right now. Then he says, congratulations to Nuggets superstars, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, every individual Nuggets player, the entire city, and the Denver fan base. Congrats to the NBA Finals MVP, Jokic. This is 600 points, 269 rebounds, and 190 assists in the playoffs. The first in NBA history to lead the playoffs in all three. Wow. Wow. Did I get that wrong? Tim Connelly? Who's the guy? Who's the Minnesota Timberwolves president now? Team president or whatever, the general manager. I don't think he's called the general manager, but who am I thinking of? Now no, it's Tim Connelly. He's in Minnesota. He was with the Nuggets. Okay. There we go. How dare you, Top Shot Tesla? How dare you? In Federico, listen, we've said this before, right? If Jokic won the MVP and the Denver Nuggets flamed out in the playoffs, everybody would be losing their mind, right? But the inverse of this, if that's the right, or the flip of this, is that if Jokic didn't win the MVP and then he went on a historic finals run like we just saw, it was going to look so bad. But you know what? The two things are separate. Embiid won the MVP. Jokic is the best player in the world right now. In the world. All right. I don't know. Do you guys have anything else? Any other hot takes you want to get out there? Obama tweeted congratulating the Nuggets. Thanks, Obama. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I will say I kind of was hoping for a little bit more chaos. I guess this game was chaos. I was hoping for a little bit more firepower and excitement in a closeout game. But I will say the Nuggets and the Heat rose to the occasion in the last 6 minutes of the game, right? Last 6 minutes of the game, stuff got spicy. Everybody was flying around. Some tough shots were made. Jimmy Butler showed up for a few minutes. Whew, good stuff. Good stuff. Denver Ducks is technically 3-time MVP. Are you about to say NBA Finals MVP? That does not count when it's not that doesn't count as 3-time MVP. You know that. You know that. All right, what else we got here? Pauly Shore. All right, we're getting Pauly Shore shout-outs. Let's go. Pauly Shore shout-outs from Neil Diamond Hands. This is like a real who's of team holds pass. We got Neil Diamond Hands, Ed Mass, Top Shot Tesla. Who else? PPE from Fenny from the early days, JJL from the early days. This is old school. Old school. Oh, man. That was fun. I can't believe basketball's over, though. Now what do we do? Now what do we do? You know? Just going to have a real internal dialogue now. We got to figure out what the hell to talk about. We're going to have to talk about NBA Top Shot. We're going to have to talk about the draft. Dustin still with the comment of the night, though, that we're most likely going to be we're going to be talking about the Lakers tomorrow. All right. Yeah. For old time's sakes, we can do that. We can do that. Already got your champ badges. There we go. Top Shot saved. We get those championships. Wait, hold on. Where was it? Tesla. Yeah. Can we peek at the Jokic and Murray's? Yeah. Listen, God, I remember those were some of my first real buys that I was excited about was Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray. Wow. All right, let's go. Let's look at it. Hey, shout out Top Shot for having this ready to go, though. I do like this. This is fun. Fun little reel there. Fun little reel. Peyton Watson 5 badges. Get you Peyton Watson's kid. Hey, I will say every podcast has been hyped up about Peyton. Not every podcast. I think just Paul George. Speaking of Paul George's podcast, you guys remember that video I did? The generic white guy podcast co-host? The generic white guy from the Paul George podcast shared the video. So that feels huge. Jokic just legit had one of the greatest postseasons run of all times. LeBron ×3, MJ ×2, Shaq and Jokic, 15 games, 30 PER with a chip. Yeah, man. I mean, it's what's been so tough about this entire Jokic run is that every single number looks insane. Every single one of his stat lines looks so insane that it's almost hard to wrap your head around it. So we're just kind of like, oh yeah, that's right. Jokic putting up another, today it looked like he was pedestrian, right? It looked like he was pedestrian. And it was fucking in 42 minutes, 12 for 16, 28 points, 16 boards. it's just hard. It's hard to like put it in perspective. So I'm glad you did and will continue to do so. But he was just incredible, man. He was incredible. I'm excited. And listen, I feel like the windows of these things always feel like open longer than they actually are. But man, it feels like they're going to be good for a while. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, let's look at it. Oh, right away. They got look at all these Denver Nuggets stuff right here. Yeah, those are high school numbers. That's the best way to put it. That is the best way to put it, Fenny. Just some dude in high school, like, because we lived in a small town and everybody looked and was the same size as me and our basketball team. Not good, Bob. And you play like one dude from Falmouth who was like 6'5", and he was like, well, he's going to average 40 and 40. All right, let's look at Top Shot debuts. Top Shotty debuts. I hope it's pumping for old time's sakes. Let's see. All right, Jokic is the first one. 229. Average sales 218, still above that. Let's look at Jamal Murray, though. Look at Jamal Murray. Bana, 58 bucks. 58 bucks for Jamal Murray. Oh, man. That was incredible. What a run. What a run. Denver lost 4 games and none to the Lakers, right? They had that one weird game against the Timberwolves where they still almost won that game, right? They were like down 10 with like a minute left, and all of a sudden, like if Jokic makes that one of those free throws, that's a wrap, right? They win that game. Instead, I think they lost in overtime, maybe. That was their first loss. Then it took Devin Booker and Kevin Durant scoring 4.4 billion points in a couple of games. So they lost 2 to the Phoenix, sweep the Lakers, and then 1 game against. I mean, that's crazy. 16-4 in a postseason run. Wow. Incredible. Yeah, Denver Dog says, I think the 5th champ post MJ to lose 4 or less. Yeah, I think Bill Simmons had something today about that. I think it was something like, I want to say it was like 5 or is 8. I don't know, whatever. It was like one team in the last 15 years. But then if you include the Spurs, I think some other were included. MPJ showed heart. Dude couldn't buy a bucket, found a way. Yeah. I feel like you know what happened with Michael Porter Jr.? He played like 2 consecutive series of really good defense. And I think we all internally, or at least I know I did, I immediately was like, you know what? Michael Porter Jr., actually a really good defender. And then he played the Heat and Spo. They played a team that was like, hey, we're going to put Michael Porter Jr. Like you saw tonight, right? Max Strus was coming around, just running around Michael Porter Jr. and then laying it up easy. It happened like 2 or 3 times. So I think he got exposed a little bit. He's definitely made improvements as a defender, but he got exposed a lot. But he did. He looked great tonight, and the shot still wasn't falling except for that one big one that they needed. I think at the end of the 3rd quarter, he hit one that was pretty big for them. But he was attacking. He had that one left-handed dunk. Also, yeah, we didn't even talk about this. How about Michael Porter Jr. had that on that breakaway where it was like, it was a fast break, and as it was happening, you're like, oh, he's going to turn this over, right? He's too long. He's too lanky. He's not going to be able to dribble through these guys. Puts it like through his legs and up and around. Is beautiful. Beautiful. Skeets was telling us, so Nuggets win 16-4. Oh, yeah, the Warriors 16-1, and then Spurs, 07 Spurs 16-4. Wow. Wow. Denver Dog, have a good night. Going to go out and yell at people in the street. Hey, as someone who lived in Boston during the Red Sox runs, just be careful, okay? Be careful. Have fun. Although it's Denver, so I'm assuming the crowd's a little mellow. And I love that they won it at home. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy for Denver fans. Denver fans I love it. I love it. Oh, did we do it? Is there anything else we need to yell about here? We're still going to do a show in the morning, I think. I was too excited. And Kelsey went to bed, and the dog went to bed with Kelsey, so I couldn't even talk to her about it, which was probably good. She probably didn't want to hear about it. Oh, that's not even true. She likes basketball. She just worked hard today. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you guys, Anything else? Do we got anything? Do we need to hit anything? I don't think so. I appreciate everybody ducking in here. We usually don't do these. We don't do these like little last minute things, but this was fun. Basketball's over for a little bit. Until the draft, 10 days from today, I'm going to be at the NBA draft. And I don't know. I don't have anything prepared. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm going with that little microphone. MPJ missed a gimme, 1.5 points less than Bruce Brown. Sorry about that, Consigliere. Hey, you want to talk? I ran so cold in underdog pick'ems in this playoffs. I got too greedy too. I did. I was doing like 4 ways. Like, what am I doing? Just do one. Just do one. Football does start soon. I know. I'm not there yet though. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'll just straight up and tell you. I love basketball more than football, so it's hard. That's true. I will say, you know what? It was kind of funny. I don't know if you felt this way, especially you, Skeet, since you do content as well. It was funny. There's way more hype in like the first and second rounds, like views wise. And maybe it's because fan bases narrow down, so less people are interested as we get to the finals. And I noticed that towards the end. So maybe I'm ready for some hype too, right? What about Shams today just randomly coming out and being like, also, Pelicans trying to get the 2 or 3 pick. I forget who I have it saved for tomorrow morning, but there was a great tweet too that was like, low key, this is New Orleans knowing that they have to cut costs soon. So yeah, that was wild. And of course, because of all the Zion stuff, everybody's like, well, Zion's on the trading block. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be spicy. Gonna be spicy. Smash the like for you gotta call him Michael Malone, Tesla. You use full names only. Shout out Michael Malone. I do like him. Guys, I'm just happy. I'm happy for the Nuggets. All right, we're going to wrap it here. I got to stop talking. I can feel it in my voice. Congrats to the Denver Nuggets. Also, Miami fans, hold your head up high. Hold your head up high. You were an 8 seed. You knocked off Giannis. You knocked off Missoula and the Boston Celtics. You knocked off the Bing Bong Boys. And you were the only team in the postseason to win a game in Denver. You know? Take it. Take it. Also, I'll split this with Skeets. I'll send him $1. Thank you, Tesla. But yeah, anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great night. I'm going to go sip some tea. We out.